A very good Monday afternoon to you, and welcome to Afternoon Focus. I'm Julie Grant.
And I'm Alexa Liacco, in for Rob Nelson, who's enjoying the beginning of his paternity leave with his precious new baby boy, who's healthy, and family's all home, so that's the best news there.
Alexa, welcome to you on the couch, and welcome to beautiful baby Miles. This is him, everybody. This is Rob's new baby boy.
Look at that head of hair.
Right?
Blessed.
A beautiful addition to the already beautiful Nelson family. Rob, his gorgeous wife Jenny, who's beautiful and brilliant, and their precious son Gabe, who's now a big brother. Oh, this
got
is
a best
so
friend
exciting.
for life now.
Yeah. Rob shared this on his Instagram. Feel free to go ahead over there, comment on it, give him some love. Rob, we miss you, but congratulations to the Nelson family from all of us here at Afternoon
congrats,
Focus.
and we hope you get some sleep, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we want to kick off this afternoon with some stories from the top of our feed now, and an incredible story from the southernmost point of the United States, Key West, Florida. This video we want to show you comes from the family of Dylan Gardenmeyer. The 21-year-old was free diving a reef when a strong current pulled him under and away from the boat that the family was on. He ended up more than 2 miles away, and the family says he grabbed some bamboo and managed to float on it, if you can believe that.
Wow.
While swimming for hours, he went back toward the reef where his family was able to scoop him up. The Coast Guard helped the boy get his body temperature stabilized before letting him return to his family. Just remarkable.
Wow, a real-life castaway story, and that's, wow, that's amazing. And you got to just keep swimming, I guess, try to float. I would just be afraid of sharks and would probably be crying. And
Right. Oh, it's terrifying when you think about it. I mean, it's really nothing short of miraculous that he was able to be saved and to swim. Oh, thank goodness. I can't imagine the relief the family felt.
Oh, and that first hug with the family, that must have been the biggest relief.
Exactly, Alexa. Oh. Well, switching gears a little bit now, we have all seen the headlines. We've been paying the bills, right? Some things at the grocery store are much more expensive than they have been right now, particularly true for eggs. Have you noticed this?
Yes, I paid for it last night and just take my money. Oh gosh.
I know, right? Well, we used to see, maybe about $4.25 per dozen. One of the ways folks are trying to now save $1 is by shopping local to get their eggs, visiting their local egg farms.
But now those farms are having a hard time keeping up too. We caught up with a farmer who says with a little research, you can find an alternative in duck eggs.
They taste like a chicken egg, but a little bit better. Duck eggs are a little bit higher in fat, and so they have a really nice, creamy, very strong egg flavors.
All right, and just with a quick Google search, you can get in contact with egg farmers near you if you would like to buy your eggs that way. I know, in our show script it says, $4.25, but I'm telling you, I've seen $8 eggs.
Yes, if you get
recently.
the organic and the free range and all the best of the best. I've seen even some like $15. Crazy.
It really is.
You better love
and
your
I love
omelets.
eggs. I do too. Yeah, I'm such an egg eater. Like every day of my life, I start out with eggs. I really do. So this is, maybe I need to call some farmers nearby. I don't know.
We're going to get out there. We'll make a field trip.
Yeah, right. Well, the next story we've got for you today proves two things: that age is just a number and that an object in motion stays in motion.
Our friend Mary Nelson convinced this incredible Omaha woman to share her inspiration and the simple motivation that makes her an Iron Mom.
I don't feel 57. I've never been in better shape than, when I'm training for these races.
It was 20 years ago, Lisa Smith-Semino began her journey as an endurance athlete.
And I like to show my kids that, sports aren't for the youth. They're for everybody.
The Omaha Mama 4 has leaned into Ironman. That's a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and 26.2-mile run. And with most, you have to finish in 17 hours.
My PR was in Florianopolis, Brazil, and it was 12 hours and 11 minutes.
Last year, Lisa finished her 10th Ironman. What's cool is she's done one on every continent. Well,
there isn't one in Antarctica, so thank goodness.
But does that mean you're done?
If I say yes, then I will have jinxed myself, so I try to never say never.
The quest started with her brother Mike. They'd done an Ironman together.
And he said, I want to do one on every continent. And you know, when you're sitting on the couch, I'm in. You bet. Yes, let's do it.
Lisa keeps her medals where she can see them.
Ironman Western Australia, Ironman Kazakhstan.
Her performance there was quite special.
I got second in my age group and qualified for Kona World Championships.
She describes it as surreal. Less than 5% of Ironman triathletes qualify. Throughout, Lisa's had lots of supporters.
Here it is.
Yeah, Mom!
That's my son screaming.
Woo! Keep going. Lisa, you're killing it.
That's Jake.
She said of her kids,
Go, Mom! Go, Mom!
They're really my loudest cheerleaders and biggest supporters, which is just amazing.
and she loves to do it for others.
Somebody wrote something in one of the groups on Facebook about needing a guide for a blind athlete.
They did a 5K and she was hooked. No matter the distance or how we do it, she believes so strongly that we should all move.
I think once you sit down, game over.
Move it or lose it, as they say.
Yes,
right?
my grandma really actually did always say that. And my uncle used to do Ironmans.
Wow.
And it was honestly a, workout and exercise for our entire family to get up early to go cheer for him. That's how he's the
that's
only
nice, though.
athletic member of the family. I don't know how anyone could do all three of those back to back to back. If I could even just run one marathon in my life, I would feel accomplished.
Oh, if I could run 1 mile, Alexa.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
and
let's
I'm
start
being
there.
truthful. Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but no, I mean, I couldn't if someone said, go do that right now,
Yeah.
like,
I'd be, they'd
unless
have
like a
to
lion or something was
drag
chasing me and I
me.
had to, to save my life. But no, what a remarkable woman, 57 years old. It just shows, mind over matter.
Yes.
Age really is a number. Some of the most fit people I know are in their 50s and 60s.
Yes.
And they inspire me, when I see
Truly,
what they're
I know.
doing.
I'm like, okay, I can get out there and do that now.
Yeah.
I better.
Exactly. And we need to ask your uncle what inspires him, like what gets him going. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's obviously incredibly fit.
I know he cycles. He goes on 80-mile bike rides for fun. So
Wow.
I don't
80
know
miles
what's going up in there, but we need to get some of that.
Bike rides for fun. God bless him. That's great. Oh my gosh. Well, now it is time to get your popcorn ready, folks. We want to bring you a few quick stories that are just fun to know, things you can maybe take to the water cooler or share with your family and friends.
And we begin on this National Handwriting Day, celebrating the birthday of a guy with handwriting so famous his name is synonymous with your signature.
Yes, we are talking about John Hancock, of course, who was born on this day back in 1737. Happy birthday, John Hancock. And it's fun to know that the copy of the Declaration of Independence that we all know and love wasn't actually signed on the 4th of July. It took so long to print it back then. The version on display in the archives was actually signed on August 2nd. So what a patriot he is. I think he's kind of like one of those patriots that, his name doesn't always come to mind except for the big, giant, beautiful signature. But he was instrumental in America's independence from Great Britain.
Absolutely, and that just makes me laugh to think, how we print something today in 2 seconds and they had to take so much time to write it all out beautifully, and now we get to look at it in the museum today.
Definitely. And John Hancock, smart guy too. He graduated from Harvard College, so really, really
awesome.
Brilliant guy. Happy birthday to him. Well, we're going to go now from the history of our revolution to the history of rock and roll. On this date back in 1986, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted its first class of musicians. Among that first class, Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, James Brown, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, and more. And if you ever travel to Cleveland, Ohio, be sure to stop at the museum. This is it there. It is really something enjoyable that you want to see.
That looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, that museum's probably has to be one of the most fun museums. Also, that first class, could any of them top that? I mean, icon. Wow.
Love them all.
Yes.
I know, really. Yeah, that's something that's always just blows my mind. People are so talented and gifted like that.
Yes.
It just, well, for this last story, we're going to move from rock icons to the story behind an iconic children's book.
It's fun to know that Dr. Seuss' classic Green Eggs and Ham was written as a result of a bet between the author and his editor, as all good stories start. The editor didn't think Seuss could write a book using fewer than the 236 words he used to write Cat in the Hat. Well, Dr. Seuss won the bet. Green Eggs and Ham has just 50 different words. That blew my mind. But when you think about it, you're like, okay, I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. It's like 5 words.
Yeah, I know.
And I love that it was a bet.
Right.
Always got to start with, no, wait, hold my beer, I can beat you.
Yes, yes. I hope Dr. Seuss said it just like that. Hold my beer. I can beat you, my man. Yeah. Good stuff. But we're so glad you are with us on this Monday afternoon. We've got to squeeze in a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We want to introduce you to a man who is not letting his age stop him from taking a plunge.
Love it.
I was in Korea for the Frozen Chosen, and I thought, you know, that was 26 below zero, and I got through that. I'm 85 years old. I'm going to give this thing a crack and see if I can do it.
Welcome back. Wow, talk about a bonding experience. A group of guys carved a hole in the ice in a lake in upstate New York, and they hopped on in, as you can see. Cold plunging is apparently picking up steam here in the United States, with experts saying that there were some real health benefits to cold water immersion.
No.
Would you do it? Alexa, let me ask you, as you're covering for Rob today, would you do this?
You know, I have an opinion on this because I've tried it one time.
Have you?
And it was terrible. But afterwards, you feel so alive, like you could literally punch through a wall and save the world. So for that reason, I guess maybe that's a health benefit where you feel invigorated and ready to seize the day. But it was terrible So I'm watching those guys in the water, and I am just shivering over here. And also, I just think that's such a man thing to do, to be like, let's get a group of guys together and go jump in some cold water. Would you do it? Have you done a cold plunge?
No, I have not. I've always supported the polar plunge at benefit Special Olympics, and I've had friends and colleagues. When I was at the DA's office in Pittsburgh, a group used to always do it, and I'd always be one of the supporters, but not one of the plungers, just because. Yeah, I just like warm water a lot better.
Right? We like warm, we like cozy, and no shivering goosebumps and wanting to cry.
Right. But, you know, kudos to those guys, and kudos to the Korean War veteran that you're about to meet. This guy might be in his 90s, but he's gearing up for his own winter plunge in the Atlantic to benefit other people.
That's awesome. And Kurt Williams is in Virginia Beach with the story.
So you're coming up on 93?
Yeah.
And you're going to plunge?
Yes.
Why?
I'm crazy.
That was Richard Hudson at last year's polar plunge. These are pictures from some of his previous dips into the icy Atlantic, all to benefit Special Olympics Virginia. And he's ready to do it again. We caught up with him at Virginia Beach's Bow Creek Rec Center, doing his daily routine, 1 hour of water exercises in the pool. This water temperature, much more enjoyable than what he'll be dealing with next month at the ocean front.
I see you're sporting a polar plunge shirt. That is coming up. What number is this going to be for you?
Number 6.
Why do you do that?
Well, I do it because of 2 things. It's a challenge for me, and I think the kids need the money.
What first got you into it?
Well, when I got 85 years old, I thought, you know, I was in Korea for the Frozen Chosen, and I thought, you know, that was 26 below zero, and I got through that. I'm 85 years old. I'm going to give this thing a crack and see if I can do it.
That Frozen Chosen phrase refers to Hudson as a young Marine taking part in an important and brutal battle in the Korean War. November 1950, the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir, 2 weeks of unforgiving terrain and bitter temperatures.
Most of the guys have got frostbite, ears, feet, and lost my hearing because of it, I think.
Which is why he had surgery and wears these special hearing aid devices years later, but continues to give back. He'll be the oldest plunger out there next month.
What is your message at 93 that you can do it? What is your message to the other people out there?
Well, come on out and join me and find out if you can do it. I'd like to see you guys out there. I think you can do it.
What do you want to say about your dad?
Well, he's my hero. He's our family's hero. He's amazing. He's the nicest man in the world. He's just kind, considerate.
Oh, What a real life hero.
Yes, he is. I know. Is someone cutting onions in here, or
Right.
what's going on?
I know. This one really got me.
Yeah, I
you know,
mean-
it touched me personally because my grandpa, God rest his soul, was a sergeant in the Army, served in World War II, and served in the Battle of the Bulge, which we know was really the turning point in World War II. And he got frozen feet serving there.
Wow.
You know, and he was able to, return home and live a great life, thank goodness. But it just made me think of him when you think about those sacrifices. Oftentimes we don't think about, this war hero losing his hearing because of the freezing cold, all the difficulties my grandpa went through. Yeah, and it's just they're putting their lives on the line for us back here at home.
We are
and
so
so
lucky.
the polar plunge doesn't seem like, for him it's like, oh, this is no big deal. I mean, I went to war for America, and so surely he can tackle the plunge.
Oh, absolutely.
Every year.
No, they are such heroes. We are so lucky, and to be able to see his positive outlook. I mean, okay, maybe I'll try. I'll sign up. You got me.
Yeah.
Well, when we return, we'll show you an exceptional furry friend helping researchers get closer to curing childhood cancer. You do not want to miss this. It is too cute. Back here on Afternoon Focus, we love showing you dogs from across the country doing amazing tricks or just being their cute selves.
Yes, and it turns out there may be more to man's best friend than we first thought, with scientists saying that they may be finding the solution to curing cancer in kids.
Wow.
Chris Conti takes us to Massachusetts to meet a very special pup.
Oh, girl. From a distance, Jelly Bean looks like any other dog.
Yeah, there you go. It takes a minute.
Look a bit closer, though, and you can see what's missing.
It was a tumor growing on her hock joint.
Jelly Bean's dad, Zach Mendoca, knew as soon as he found a lump back in 2020, things weren't good.
It started off really small, maybe the size of a little smaller than a golf ball.
Jelly Bean's doctors filled in the rest of the details. Osteosarcoma, a deadly cancer of the bone. She lost her leg to save her life.
We knew with osteosarcoma, it's pretty much 100%. It's not if, it's when.
It turned out, though, this 4-year-old pup's journey with cancer was far from finished, which is what led her here.
One of the nice things about working in dogs is that they live with us.
That is Dr. Cheryl London. She's with Tufts University's Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine.
Let's go back home.
Jelly Bean's cancer had also spread to her lungs, so she was entered into a trial with Dr. London's team, exploring how different combinations of immunotherapy drugs can slow osteosarcoma.
Jelly Bean in particular is truly exceptional because she's had a very durable complete response that's lasted over 2 years now.
The treatment is working.
Oh, girl, see?
Jelly Bean is in remission. Good news not just for dogs, but for children who develop a similar type of bone cancer.
We can say that the cancers that we see in dogs, for example, really look identical to the cancers that we find in people.
Dogs offer a unique way of looking at cancer. They share many of the same immune system qualities as us, live in the same environments. But because their lifespan is more compressed, researchers can evaluate diseases in a much more rapid fashion.
When we study a cancer, something that would take potentially 2 to 3 decades in people may take us only 5 years.
Initially, Jelly Bean's mom and dad thought they'd have just a few extra months with their dog.
That's a great paw.
It's now been almost 3 years.
Put her there.
They say cats have 9 lives. But the number of lives Jelly Bean might be potentially saving is countless.
I really think it's just hope. There's hope for other dogs, and there's hope for other children. There's hope for people.
Welcome back. Before we let you go for the afternoon, I want to keep you with our theme today of exceptional animals and show you Milo, Indiana's premier dunking chihuahua.
Okay, that is too cute. I can watch that for
Milo.
hours. Oh, man. Well, that's our show for today.
Yes. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. And we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow afternoon. Same time, same couch.